I-24 News Morning Edition, but we begin with some breaking news that has been happening over the course of the last hour. Israel's reports of Israel's former president and Prime Minister Shimon Peres, the man mostly recognized internationally as one of the architects of the Oslo Accords, Nobel Peace Prize winner, who is 92 years old, was taken to Sheba Hospital this morning, about an hour ago, so to speak, after experiencing chest pains. That's the information we have thus far. According to some reports, he's fully conscious. According to others, he's being incubated as we speak, following a massive coronary. And that one thing that is very clear is that Shimon Peres, former Israeli prime minister, former president, a well-known international figure, has been taken to hospital. In studio also, Ami Kaufman. We don't know much more.
Really don't know much, and we're seeing some conflicting reports. I also want to say that his personal aide, Yael Lavie, has told the media that he just woke up this morning, felt some pains in his chest, and the paramedic that was alerted recommended to evacuate him to the Tel Shomer Sheba hospital. And that's pretty much all we know right now. And, as you said, two conflicting reports. Channel 10 is saying that this is a massive heart attack, whereas other media are yet to follow up on that. So we'll have to keep an eye on it.
Keeping an eye on it, and we will be updating throughout the day. Of course, Shimon Peres, so well, and actually beloved figure, and a beloved Israeli figure around the world, which is not something that many can say these days, sadly. But moving from Shimon Peres, which we'll be taking an eye on, to racial profiling. Racial profiling has become a world epidemic under the guise of the war on terror. And here in Israel, it has always provided security forces with justification for this dubious practice. But according to a usual suspect, so to speak, a new documentary named The Usual Suspect by top TV journalist Gal Gabay in Israel for investigative report series called The System on Israeli Channel 2, the problem of racial profiling is much wider in Israel and much deeper than people seem to think. Touching testimonies by a wide range of non-white minorities, from Israeli Arabs to Israeli Jews, from North Africans and Arab origins, and up to Ethiopian Jews, paint a very, very grim picture of institutionalized racial profiling by police forces and the establishment at large. Now, while many Israelis are well aware of this phenomena, the primetime broadcast on Channel 2, one of the country's leading TV networks, has reignited a public debate on the rampant discrimination against these large minorities. And to better understand this fracture in Israeli society, I'm very happy to be joined in studio by human rights attorney and Tel Aviv council member Gabi Lasky. Good morning to you. With us also Elias Inbram, man I love having in my studio, spokesperson of the Ethiopian protest wave and a media professional. Good morning to you.
Good morning, yeah.
But before anything else, let's take a look at The Usual Suspect, a clip from the film called The Usual Suspect and its impact. Let's watch a clip from its opening segment. Let's take a look.
עצרו לרגע. הסרט הזה הוא הזמנה לרגע של כנות ומחשבה. עצרו ותבררו עם עצמכם מה אתם יודעים על כל אחד מהאנשים האלה. מה למדתם כבר במבט חטוף אחד על האנשים שראיתם עכשיו. אין כאן מצלמה נסתרת, איש לא מחפש לתפוס לכם את המחשבה על חם. אז עם יד על הלב, ביניכם לבין עצמכם, אפילו לא בקול רם, תודו.
פתאום עצרו אותנו ניידת. השוטר ביקש מהם לקחת אותי הצידה ופשוט להפשיט אותי.
תביא תעודת זהות, תביא פה, מה אתה עושה פה? הוא תופס אותי על מנת להכניס אותי לניידת, כן? ואני מתנגד.
רדפתי אחריו, צעקתי לו, איפה אתה? תבוא לי עכשיו בפנים, איפה אתה?
כשמגיעים אליי השוטרים, לעצור אותי.
התנגדתי למעצר, לא רציתי ללכת איתם. תקיפת שוטר.
לא יודע, לא אמרו לנו עד מה, אמרו יש חיפוש ככה.
הנה הפנים והשמות, והנה סיפורם של אלה המנווטים מיום היוולדם את מסלול חייהם מול המבט הזה, מול החשד של החולפים מולם. מה עושה נפשו של אדם מבט כזה? איך משפיע על העתיד? אילו חוויות חיים הוא מזמן? ואיך מבט הופך באין מפריע למחשבה, לדעה, לידיעה, שמתרגמים לפרקטיקות גזעניות סמויות וגלויות, שסוללות דרכי אפר שוליות לאנשים שעשו הכל כדי ללכת בדרך המלך. במה אתה חשוד?
בזה שאני מסתובב ברחוב, אני חשוד. בזה שאני נוהג באוטו, אני חשוד. בזה שאני יושב בחוף, אני חשוד. אתה נכנס לסופר, ישר מעקב אחריך. כאילו שהוא לא עובד בסופר, והוא עוקב אחריך. לראות שאתה לא גונב. בכל מקום.
תגיד לי מה הדברים שאתה חשוד בהם, מה הסטריאוטיפ, מה מוצמד אליך?
אני חשוד בטרור, אני חשוד באלימות, אני חשוד בפעילות חתרנית כנגד המדינה, כנגד קיום המדינה. אני חשוד כאובייקט שלילי.
In the film that aired yesterday, The Usual Suspect, one of the bits that ended the film, as Attorney Gabilaski just told me, was an experiment, basically, of two Ethiopian men sitting outside in a bench. On a bench at night in Tel Aviv, and then two white men sitting next to them. Police came and what? Tried to take them in?
It was late at night, and the police came profiling exactly to the two Ethiopian students, I think they were, and started questioning them, asked to identify themselves, and it started to the point that like there were several police cars getting to the place, and they were going to take them to the police station, whereas they didn't even turn towards the white students sitting in another bench.
And this is in an affluent neighborhood, I think.
It was in an affluent neighborhood.
In an affluent neighborhood. Elias, how often does that happen to you?
Well, it happens sometimes, especially after when we see the Sudanese or Eritreans. Yes.
Asylum
But
seekers.
anyway, in the 80s, it wasn't like these days. But I want to say some few points. I think, first of all, the chief police Al-Sheikh understand that all the kids...
The Israeli chief police, okay.
The Israeli chief police, yes. He knows, I think, that all the kids in Israel, years ago when they went to the kindergarten, they used to hear the song Kushi Katan, Halach La'agan. Kushi is the N-word.
Yeah, the N-word.
Yes, and a lot of kids watching American movies that always the American police is running after the black men. And those kids rising up and joining the Israeli police system, and in their mind is always black is bad, black is a criminal man, and then you have to arrest him, and therefore you can see today, automatically when they see various of people from different communities, immediately the black is the immediate suspect. So I think that the police system must take responsibility and re-educate the police people in order to fix this problem. It's not enough only talking about multicultural in Israel and so and so. It's psychology, psychiatric issue. We want them as a healthy people and as a healthy police system. And it's not only about Ethiopian people in Israel. It's also about Mizrahi people. You know what? The main point here is that it's not the bad people here in this case is not Ashkenaz police or Sephardi police. All of them respond the same way. Black is bad. Black is criminal people. Even Ethiopian police will respond the same thing.
Some would argue it's like this describing the United States in many, many, many ways. Attorney Lavie, I want to ask you, because I think racial profiling is something that was introduced to the world as a whole after 9/11, and very much so in 2001, but it's something that's existed in Israel, many would argue, for many, many years before that. Am I correct in saying that?
I think so. You can also see, the way that the checks are being done in the airport. Okay, it has some kind of, the same, everybody goes through some kind of checkup, but in the end, those who go out and their bags are being searched thoroughly are profiled, or regarding what kind of minority you're coming from, and that explains why these things are happening. But I want to say one point. I want to argue that it's not only racial profiling. It's much more deeper than that. It is actually abrupt discrimination. I can tell you that if we have this example regarding the youth sitting in a bench, and people would come, the police would come because of the color of the skin. It's not only that. I've been representing demonstrators for many, many years. I can tell you that the way that the police treats demonstrators from different places or from different colors is different. The first time ever that I saw that ammunition against demonstrators was during in Israel was during the demonstrations of the Ethiopians in Tel Aviv. I have in my office, I have boxes of ammunition, of gas canisters and things that were used against Ethiopians. When I go to court to represent Arab demonstrators, when I get to court, and this is from the last demonstrations, I can see I have youth that were beating very, very, very bad, and they get to court while they're still bleeding. This would never happen to a white Jew.
Yeah, and
so it's not only profiling; it is blunter than that. It is way more than that.
Yeah. Therefore, if you say stop it, it's bad, it's not really going to happen. And I believe that we need to re-educate all the system, the police system, because there is no solution for that. Do you believe that there is any other solution?
I think that's.
I don't think so.
It's a wonderful, and not to to play the pessimistic devil's advocate here, but when we're looking at and here's my question to you: when we're looking at racial profiling at this day and age in Israel, actually, Gabrielle, let's start with you, because I'm sure Arab Israelis have felt it all their lives, and I'm assuming that Israelis of Sephardic descent are also feeling it in this day and age, because they might be confused for Arabs, which everybody thinks are the enemy, which et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. At this point in time, is education, I mean, it has to start somewhere, but what can be done at this point in time to try and combat that?
Look, I have to tell you that I think that we all always have to find the good from the bad. The fact now that because of the terror attacks, now people are becoming aware that we're all the same, that we look the same, that if you do something because of profiling, that you want to beat an Arab, but it turns out to be a Sephardic Jew, you're doing something you didn't want to do in the beginning. I think that what we have to do is we have to do it really through education. I don't know if I'm optimistic, but we have no.
No, we have no other choice.
We
have no other alternative, Elias. Yes.
I just must say, the Israeli chief police must understand that if there is a sexual harassment, there is also a lot of people who are suffering from racial harassment, and a lot of Ethiopians are suffering from that. I think he must act immediately to solve these issues among his staff.
Among his staff, and and on a larger scale among also Israeli society, which let's hope maybe this will be the year that things change for the better when it comes to how we treat each other in the country of Israel. I want to thank you all. We're going to move to something slightly lighter. Slightly lighter and without a wiper. And that will be the web review and the spiral viral in the short 2 to 3 minutes that we have left.
Yeah,
but
not too much time. Maybe let's just show a video. David Bowie, who recently passed away.
We're all sad about we're all sad about David Bowie.
David Bowie. And a lot of people are showing this video that's been running around of his wife, former wife, ex-wife, one of his first wife,
the mother of his first child.
First child in the 70s, I think they were married, who is actually at the same time now is in the Celebrity Big Brother show.
There's
and
so
she was
many
notified
things to say about that, but I won't.
Well, she was notified of Bowie's death while she's on the show, and she decided to stay in the show despite being notified about this. But there's this clip about when she comes out of that room when she's being notified, and she's getting consoled by someone. She says that David is dead. Let's see the reaction of this other participant in Celebrity Big Brother who doesn't exactly know which David she's talking about.
Let's take a look.
Tiffy, you gotta do me a favor.
Anything.
You can't say a word.
Nothing.
David's dead.
No, he's not.
You can't do that.
What the is that?
So apparently this guest thought that she was talking about one of the other contestants called
Whose name is David.
David Guest, by the way.
I don't think David Bowie thought that his demise would end up with this.
Right.
But,
A lot of reactions about that. There are a lot of complaints against Big Brother that they actually showed this clip on television and did not edit it at all. They thought it was really in bad taste. But it's getting a lot of reverberation, a lot of media attention around Big Brother. This specific thing is running very viral now.
One could argue, is reality television in good taste? But I said that.
You could definitely argue that.
There's that as well. I want to thank everybody with me this morning. Of course, as we started this item, and to say that Shimon Peres, former Israeli Prime Minister and President, has been hospitalized this morning. Some conflicting reports about his condition. Some say it was due to chest pains. He's reported on several Israeli outlets as being conscious and responding to treatment. Shimon Peres is in hospital this morning, the 92-year-old statesman who has seen most of Israel's history and lived it and shaped it. We'll follow up on his condition, and when we get back, something entirely different, culture this time. So stay with us. First, the news.